My name is Father Mike Duckwitz, and I'm the Director of the Addiction Recovery Ministry. Every month at 1 o'clock, a few moments to look at some issues regarding addiction recovery through a brief reflection. Over the past several weeks, we looked at the 12 steps, the 12 traditions, the 12 promises. And these past few weeks, we've been looking at some of those phrases we all know if we're in recovery. And what I want to look at today is a phrase that's kind of simple. It says, fake it till you make it. You probably all have seen that phrase in the meeting rooms. And I remember when I first heard that phrase, I thought, boy, that's really cynical. Fake it till you make it. Are you asking us to be hypocrites? It seemed to me that phrase was even a bit dishonest. But then once I came into the rooms and I began to work my program and everyone tried to live the 12 steps, I realized how true and honest that phrase really is. Just think of it. Think about all the things in life that we fake until we make. So much of our life, we do that. So much of our life, we fake it till we make it. You know, we learn by watching others. We learn by observing others. We often don't really know what is expected of us until we get into a situation. Think, if you're a kid going to a new school, you don't know the other kids, you don't know the customs, traditions of that school, so you kind of watch other people. You just kind of go through the motions. You fake it until you make it. Try to think back when you were in high school and you had to go to your first kind of fancy formal dinner. And I don't know if you're like me, but the thoughts of having all that silverware in front of me was terrifying. I didn't know what to do with all that stuff. So I had people teach me, and I kind of faked it. But I was comfortable until I actually felt comfortable. We go to a job interview. We try to read the situation. We try to see what the people want so we can kind of look like we fit in. We fake it until we make it. We watch, we observe other people, and in watching and observing them, we begin to learn how to behave. We come to know what is expected of us. Now, take that pressure and then add to that pressure a person who is suffering from some form of substance abuse disorder, a drinking problem or a problem with drugs. And they have no idea how to interact with people. They have become so isolated. When they go into that rooms, they don't know what's expected. And when most people go into AA or NA for the first time, they're just looking for a way to either get out of trouble, control their drinking, or see if they think they might be an addict or alcoholic. They don't know what to expect. They have no idea how to behave. Well, think how desperate that person is. Walks into that room for the first time. See if you can remember the first time you may have walked into a 12-step meeting room. See if you can remember how much of an outcast you felt, the terror you felt, the loneliness, the absolute abject terror that you felt walking into that room, and how terribly alone you felt. And if you were like me, you came at the very, very last minute. You sat somewhere far away from the group. If you're lucky, you find a chair over in the corner. You kept quiet. Because you had a whole first meeting, all you could feel was your inside shaking for the whole time. And as you're listening to people talk, or as you're listening to the speaker, you say to yourself, well, at least I wasn't that bad. And you leave as soon as the meeting's over. You have no idea what's expected of you at these meetings. But if you go a couple more times, no one admonishes you. No one criticizes you. No one forces you to come in the corner to the main table. No one forces you to change your behavior. You're invited. You're invited to join the group. You're embraced and accepted just as you are. And while you're in that room and you see that, you begin to see how a community lives there, how this group really cares for each other. And if you keep going, before you realize it, you're not faking anymore. You're just doing it. You're coming earlier. You're shaking hands with people. You're reaching out to new people. You're sitting with the group. You're comfortable sharing. You realize that you are really a part of this group. Now you understand. Now you're doing it because you feel it. So, at first you faked it. You watched. You mimicked. Learned. Now, you show up and you share. Now you are part of this group. So, if you're struggling, remember, fake it until you make it. And now, let's conclude by together saying the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Goodbye. God bless.